Hello, I'm Nari McDiarmid for miningnews.net, and I'd like to welcome Tom Revy, Managing Director of the Evion Group. And Tom, it's been less than a year since you rebranded from Black Earth Minerals. How do you best describe the company?
Evion obviously was born out of Black Earth Minerals in 2018, but the vision has always stayed the same, and that's the fact that we've always wanted to become a material player in the global graphite supply chain. So that's really been our vision since day one, and we've been able to basically develop assets to where we are now, and that the current portfolio certainly reflects that vision that we have by way of the Maniry graphite project in Madagascar, the expandable graphite project in India, and of course what we're working on at the moment under pre-feasibility is the battery anode material plant for Europe.
Well, Tom, can we take a closer look at those key projects and mainly, firstly, the Maniry graphite project in Madagascar?
Absolutely. Obviously, people who are familiar with the brand will know that we started drilling in February 2018, and where that project sits today is it's had studies completed, including the final feasibility study, plus or minus 15%. The product's been tested for a number of years for high-end use. That includes battery use, lithium-ion batteries, for use in high-end refractories and the expandable graphite market. And that lends itself to our Indian project, which is under joint venture. The Indian joint venture will be in production by the end of the year. It's to produce initially about 2,500 tonne per annum of expandable graphite. The initial supply has already been teed up with a German company, so that's not an issue. We obtained debt funding, which we made an announcement of not that long ago, and the offtake as well is with an Austrian company. So that little project is going to do very well, and it's critical in terms of the development of our Maniry graphite project. And finally, there's the battery anode material opportunity, which for people who aren't aware, I'm talking about that product that sits between graphite concentrate that mines produce and an anode that goes into a lithium-ion battery. There's an intermediate product there that requires physical and chemical treatment, currently dominated to the tune of 100% by the Chinese. So the global market's looking for alternatives, and we're in collaboration with a US company called Urbix. And we're currently doing a pre-feasibility study to build such a project in Europe. But the Maniry project is our primary asset. It's going well. We recently submitted our environmental social impact assessment. We're talking to the government authorities on that. That is fundamental to our permit to construct. And we're finalising a number of things, which, again, we've mentioned previously, be it funding, offtake, etc., is all running in parallel with that. So the company's got a great quality set of projects in a great portfolio, which bodes well for shareholders.
So a lot happening on several fronts there, Tom. Can you provide a bit of insight into Evion's management and leadership team?
Yeah, well, it's obviously grown, but not significantly since we listed. We still have a small core team, and that team really revolves around the key capabilities about building projects, a lot in Africa in terms of experience. Both myself and David Round, our executive finance director, has hands-on experience on operating graphite mines in Madagascar, which is a real sort of coup for us. Other people involved have had significant experience on the technical side and on the commercial side, and that's allowed us to build the project, the three projects that we have, to the position where we are today.
And Tom, finally, last but definitely not least, what would you like to say to a potential investor? What are Evion's investment highlights?
Starting at, I guess, at a macro view, I'd be saying have a look at graphite and natural graphite as an investment opportunity. All the key commentators, Fast Markets, Benchmark Minerals, Wood Mackenzie, even Macquarie recently, have all identified graphite as an opportunity, largely because the market has an expectation that it will go into a significant deficit within the next couple, 3 years. And that is ahead of synthetic graphite, lithium and nickel. So number one, the graphite thematic looks great. Why Evion, specifically in that graphite space? Well, the Maniry project, our primary project, is 100% owned. So when we talk about NPV of the project, that is an NPV directly attributable to our shareholders. It doesn't have to be shared with government. The other thing that kind of differentiates us is the fact that we're well advanced in terms of downstream processing and having ownership in downstream processing, which safeguards our position from a risk perspective in terms of offtake from our Maniry project. So the plan is, as I mentioned, India gets into production by the end of this year, which puts us clearly on the graphite map. Thereafter, Maniry, and then thereafter that, the battery anode material opportunity. So great to have that vertically integrated opportunity for shareholders. The diversity of mix of product. Some of our peers aren't blessed with a spread of product. So our shareholders will be able to be safeguarded against different markets, providing different sources of revenue for the company. We have an 18-year reserve life on the Maniry project, and that's nearly 5 times payback period. So from a shareholder point of view, from a debt financing point of view, that provides an enormous amount of comfort. And lastly, and by no means least, the product suitability to these key product lines that we targeted. We've done a lot of test work, and it's been confirmed not just by tier one off-takers about the quality of our product, but by independent laboratories around the world that we produce a quality product out of our Maniry project.
Well, Tom, thank you for taking the time today. It's great to speak with you again.
Likewise, many thanks.